What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over my in-depth guide and predictions for UFC 317. So let's get into it. This card is stacked, and I'm actually really excited because Ilia Topuria is my favorite fighter. He's my number one favorite fighter. So I think this video might be a little bit longer than usual and probably a little bit more high quality. I try to make all my videos high quality, but I want this one to be pristine because this is International Fight Week. This is the biggest time of the annual year for fight fans. So let's get into it. Starting down the bottom, there's not I don't know if I'm just a casual, but I've never heard of really any of these guys. I have heard of I don't really know how to pronounce his name, something Denise, and then I obviously know Nico Price, but I'm gonna just throw some quick picks out there. I'm gonna choose him to win. He's a really big, heavy puncher. I know he's quite good. I seen him when he was coming up. Some knockout Austin Lane, and yeah, he's really good. And then Nico Price, he's had an up and down career. He's quite washed, I want to say. Got knocked up by Robbie Lawler in 36 seconds, I believe, 38 seconds. So this guy is looking like a pretty good lock for this fight. Plus he's minus 2100, but I wouldn't bet in the fight. And moving up the card, we got a good fight here. So Terrence McKinney versus I forget how to something Slav Borishev. I believe his nickname is Santa, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But Terrence McKinney, he has the most first round knockouts, I think, something like that. He's a finisher, and he finishes a lot of fights really early. Borishev, he's a really good kickboxer. If I want to say this, I don't know who's gonna win this fight, but I think Borishev can win if his chin holds up early and he's able to get this fight going longer, because Borishev is gonna put the pace on him, and Borishev is a tough dude. But Terrence McKinney, he's got that power that just puts people out real quick. So I'm going to choose Borishev to win this fight. Only, though, if he's able to weather the storm, which I don't know if he'll be able to. That's the thing. But I'm going to choose Borishev. It's not that big of a betting difference between these two. So I'll go with him. Going up the card, I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name. I've seen her. I don't think I've seen her fight before, but I've seen her fights on cards that I've watched. And then Tracy Cortez, I've seen her fight a couple times. But her most recent fight, I believe, was Rose Namajunas, where she lost, but she did take it on short notice, and it was a big jump in the rankings. So Tracy Cortez, she's she's a moderate underdog in this, or moderate favorite in this fight. And the other girl, I've heard some mixed opinions. People saying she's gonna win, some people saying Tracy's gonna win. But I've heard some people say that her path to victory is by holding her to the ground. Well, I know Tracy Cortez is a decent all-around fighter, but she's a better striker, if I remember. But I guess based off of this, she goes to decision more. I don't know too much of the statistics on Tracy Cortez or this girl. But, yeah, I guess the finish is more likely from her. I think she's probably a good pick from what I know, but this fight, from what I've heard, is pretty split. Tracy Cortez might be the better pick, at least for the future, because she's obviously younger and got more potential. So if you really want to go with someone, I'd probably go with her. And plus, she only has 2 losses, and One of them was the first fight in her career, and then the second one was Rose Namajunas, which is not a bad loss. Moving up the card, I haven't heard of this guy, but I have heard of Hyder Emil. I saw him fight William Gomez, and I thought William Gomez was going to win that fight, but Hyder Emil actually won. I didn't know who he was before that, but that put his name on my radar. So if he's able to win this fight, he's definitely going to be on my radar, because I'm gonna know who he is, and I'll probably be able to cover picks for him better, predictions, anything. But he's undefeated, 11-0. It seems like he doesn't have that well of a ground game, but I guess it seems like this guy sounds more well-rounded based on the win by betting odds. But I'll go with Hyder Emil. I mean, this pick doesn't hold any weight on me, so I'll go with Hyder Emil. He's a pretty good striker. I'm pretty sure he went to a pretty decent war with William Gomez, if I remember. It was a pretty close fight. But I'll go with Hyder Emil. Prospect fighting in the Philippines. I believe he's American, but he represents the Philippines. His nationality is American. His ethnicity is Filipino. But yeah, I'll go with Hyder Emil. Moving up to the featured prelim, Jack Hermansson versus Gregory Rodriguez. This is going to be a good fight. This is at middleweight. Gregory Rodriguez coming off of a loss to Jared Cannonier, and then Jack Hermansson coming off of a loss to Joe Pyfer, or maybe he won that fight. I'm not too sure. I know he hasn't fought in a really long time, though. Jack Hermansson at one point was a decent fighter. He's not as well renowned now. But I want to go with Jack Hermansson. He's a crafty vet. But then at the same time, when I look at it, Gregory Rodriguez has a lot of power, and he's a not good enough gas tank to say he would go to a 3 to 5 round war. But Jack Hermansson is I don't know, he's just a crafty vet. I'm pretty sure he's a submission specialist from what I know. Let's see. Not really, but I want to say Jack Hermansson's gonna find a way to take it. He's a crafty vet, and he could get back on the rise, but he is aging a bit, fighting out of Norway. So I'll probably go with Gregory Rodriguez, but I would say look out for the it's not an upset, but a surprise from Jack Hermansson with a surprise win. But yeah, moving out of the prelims and onto the main card, this is where the fights really get to start getting good. So Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. This is a good fight. So Peyton Talbot, he was a pretty good prospect. After what he did to Cameron Simon, that was really that really shot his name up there. And he had a big fan base until he lost to Barcelos. He got held down, and then he got up, and he was kind of winning on the feet. Not really, though. He wasn't finding the success he needed to on the feet once he stood up. And then Felipe Lima, I saw him fight his last fight. I forget who it was against, but he's a slight favorite in this fight. And Felipe Lima is who I'm gonna go with this fight. I'm pretty confident that he's gonna win this. Payne Talbot's a one-dimensional fighter in my opinion. He's got the head movement, not the head movement, but it's just he's a good striker. But he's overall as an all-rounder, he's a one-dimensional fighter. Yeah, Felipe Lima, he's a good. I like him, but I'm ready to watch out for him in the future. So he's my pick for this fight. Moving up, Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Renato Moicano, I love him. He's like one of my favorite fighters, Money Moicano. Beneil Dariush is pretty chill too. He gets a lot of hate. I think he's overhated for no real reason. People don't like him for any select particular thing. But Beneil Dariush is number 9th ranked lightweight in the world. Renato Moicano, number 11th ranked lightweight in the world. The odds are kind of weird in this fight. They're both minus 105, 115. It's a pick'em, I believe that's what it is. But Renato Moicano is who I'm gonna go with. Beneil Dariush, I think he might be able to get it, but I want to say Renato Moicano. This is gonna be a close fight, I think. But if Renato's been making progress in the gym and preparing his mindset, I could see him winning this fight. Renato Moicano, obviously coming off the loss from Islam, which I think it won't really affect him too much in this fight. But Renato Moicano is who I'm gonna pick. He's got the ground game. Beneil's also got a good grappling game, but he doesn't have as many, as high as a submission rate as I believe. Yeah. Wait. Maybe not. Submission average, takedown defense, sub. Yeah, Renato is probably more likely to win by sub. So I'm probably gonna say Renato, since he relies more on his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, while Beneil just relies more on general grappling without submissions. But he does have submissions there. I haven't seen Beneil fight in a minute. I don't remember when who the last guy he fought was. It must have been Armin, I guess. I don't remember, but Renato Moicano, I saw him fight BSD. Who else did he fight? Jalen Turner. It's not coming to my head. I don't remember. Yeah, but he fought people like those. People that were a little bit farther back in the rankings. He said he wanted fights that were easy money. And, he won them. So, I guess they're easy money. Moving on to the featured fight. I'm really excited for this. Number 1 ranked Brandon Royval versus number 12th ranked Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van should be ranked higher. I thought he was ranked number 10th. I guess he must have been moved back. The odds have been changing a lot on this fight. At first, Brandon Royval was a slight favorite, and then Joshua Van was a slight favorite, and now it looks like it's a pick'em, I believe. But Brandon Royval, he's a good all-rounder. He submits people. He can strike with people. He's very crafty. And Joshua Van is an amazing boxer, really good takedown defense. And good boxers tend to be a problem for all-rounders. Good all-rounders. And I want to go Joshua Van. He's got the momentum. I think he's going to win this fight. Maybe not by knockout, but I think by a close decision. That's my pick. I think Joshua Van will beat Brandon Royval by a close decision and take the number 1 contender spot. Because Dana White announced in the press conference, whoever wins this fight will be getting the number 1 contender shot at the title. And I want to see that. So Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. I'm choosing Joshua Van by what I said, a close decision. I think it's going to be an all-out war. This isn't a 5-rounder. I really wish it was. I don't believe it is. It might be, actually. I might be wrong in that. But if it is, it's going to be a complete war. I could see someone getting finished late if it's a 5-rounder, but I believe this is a 3-rounder. So in that case, I think someone's going to get cut open. I think I could see this go into the judges' scorecards. I could just picture in my head. Joshua Van's going to be cut open because Brandon Royval is going to get him to the ground, something like that, maybe in the 3rd round, and possibly cut him open. But Joshua Van has really good cardio. He doesn't even break a sweat when he's fighting. He sweats, but it's like he doesn't show visible tiredness. So I think Joshua Van is going to closely take this fight. People are probably going to end up saying it's a robbery, similar to Sean O'Malley versus Piotr Jan. But we'll see what happens in this fight. I'm going to choose Joshua Van. Moving up the card to the final two fights, and then the co-main event, Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France has been sitting out for a while, waiting for this title shot. Last person he knocked out was Steve Erceg at UFC 305. Kai Kara-France has the power, man. Pantoja's got power too, but the good thing about Pantoja in this fight is he's good at well-rounded. He's got submission. He's got a really good submission game on the ground, as well as some good power for being a flyweight. And he's got decent striking. He's able to pick his shots. While Kai Kara-France has insane power, kind of just runs out there and just throws bombs at you. And I could see that actually tiring Kai Kara-France out, this being a 5-round fight. I'm really excited to see this fight. But, man, I'm like, I don't want to see this fight and then the next fight. The main event, Ilya versus Charles, because I want to see these both at, like, if I could, and I could see these both at the same time, I would, because I don't want to see who wins at different times. I don't want to go into the main event being bummed out because my pick didn't hit. But in this fight, I had a pick prepared, but I kind of want to, my pick was Kai Kara-France. And that sounds crazy, but I think Kai's power is just so, he hits like a heavyweight at flyweight, 265 at 125. He has 13 first-round finishes. That's crazy in my mind. And this is a rematch, by the way. They fought before in the Ultimate Fighter. It was only a 2-round fight, and Pantoja won 2018. So Pantoja won both rounds. He just kind of used his chain wrestling to kind of hold him up against the fence. But I could see Kai Kara-France winning this. A knockout is dominant. That's the only real way I see Kai Kara-France knocking him out. But if he's able to stop the takedowns, I think he's going to knock him out. But the problem is Kai Kara-France usually gets taken down. So in this fight, I'm going to pick Pantoja because Kai Kara-France gets taken down a lot. And, we saw it in the Garbrandt fight. He had Garbrandt hurt, and then Garbrandt took him down. He got back up. He's good at getting up, but he's not good at stopping from getting taken down. And Pantoja can get him down and hold him down. That's what my thought process is in this fight. So, I'm going to go with Pantoja in this fight. They have the same amount of he has 6 more losses than him. Kai Kara-France has been around the block for being that he looks quite young. They both look quite young while they're both quite old. Kai Kara-France is 33, I believe, while Pantoja is 35. And you see the knockout rate or for him to win by is higher. And then decision 40%. Submission is higher for Pantoja. He's just a better, well-rounded fighter. Kai Kara-France doesn't have too many submissions, I believe. I don't really know. Yeah, he doesn't really shoot many takedowns. But we'll see in this fight. I think Pantoja is probably gonna take it. I put some thought into it while I was speaking, and I was like, Kai Kara-France gets taken down a lot, so my pick is Pantoja. Actually, before we go to the main event, let's check this. Takedown defense, 88%. Is Kai Kara-France a risky pick? Kind of. This is a moderate favorite, but I'm gonna stick with Pantoja. Yeah, Pantoja's a moderate favorite. Kai Kara-France is a slight to moderate underdog. But go with Pantoja. Pantoja is a safer option. But if you want to bet your money, if you're feeling lucky, go Kai Kara-France. Moving up to the main card, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. This is a fight that's been in the making for a long time. It was depending on Islam's decision to move up to welterweight, and Islam's decision was based off does JDM win the belt or does Bilal keep the belt? JDM won the belt. So Islam is moving up. He has vacated the title, and Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira is happening for the vacant lightweight championship of the UFC. Ilia Topuria, a minus 440 favorite, while Charles Oliveira, the number 2 ranked lightweight contender, is a plus 340 underdog. That's crazy in my mind. This is Charles Oliveira. He has, if you put it together in your mind, 3 title wins. Not 3 full title wins because he did miss weight that one time, but 3 title wins in the sense that the one time he missed weight against Gaethje and was stripped from the belt, that counts. Ilia Topuria knocked out Volkanovski to win the belt, knocked out Max Holloway to defend the belt, and Charles Oliveira, looking at him, he's got insane jiu-jitsu. He's got good power in his hands. He knocked down Gaethje. But at 155, right now, at his age, he's not looking good. The weight cut is looking very severe, and you can see in the clips that have been posted recently from his team, Shootbox, he's looking really bad. And just in this picture, he's looking bad. And here, he's looking bad. Well, here, Ilia's looking quite good right now. I mean, this move up to 155 must be feeling really good for him. He's cutting way less weight. The percentage of his health going down and his cardio going down as well must be significantly lower, because I mean he makes it down to 155 with a probably moderate weight cut, and then the 145 part is what really fatigues him and really stresses on his body. But Ilia Topuria, let's get back to fight statistics. So Ilia Topuria knocked out Volk, knocked out Holloway, knocked out Volk in the second round, Holloway in the third round. Remember, before the Holloway fight, Holloway was the guy that had taken the most significant strikes in the UFC without getting knocked out. And he had never been knocked out before in his career. So a knockout win over Max Holloway is just, that's the perfect thing to have on your resume, having your highlight reel, whatever. But Ilia Topuria, how can you go wrong? He submitted a guy like Bryce Mitchell. Well, yes, Bryce Mitchell doesn't have good submissions. He's not, I don't believe he's in the top 15 anymore, but he was good when he was in the top 15. He wasn't the best, but he definitely wasn't, and still isn't, a bad, horrible fighter. The division is just kind of really past him, and it's showing how his game is one-dimensional, where he just kind of shoots for the takedown and gets you to the ground and holds you there, and he doesn't work too much while he's down there. Now, the new generation of mixed martial artists, you have to mix it up. You have to put everything together. You have to get people to the ground. You have to use ground and pound to hurt them, cut them open. You have to feint into the takedown. You have to transition from the ground to striking well, striking to the ground well, etc., etc., etc. Ilia Topuria is a complete mixed martial artist. The first Georgian black belt, along with his brother, they both gained theirs the first time. At the same time, my bad. And Ilia Topuria is a master at boxing. He's such a good boxer. Even though he hasn't been doing it like as long as someone like Jack Della Maddalena, he's at a similar level. While most people say that Ilia Topuria and Petr Yan have the best boxing, I just don't see it. JDM's boxing. As an Ilia Topuria fan, and him being my favorite fighter, JDM has better boxing in my opinion. He's the best boxer in the UFC. But besides that, Ilia Topuria's striking is so crisp, and I think it's a nightmare matchup for someone like Charles. Charles' style is just the worst type of style to combat Ilia. Ilia He has the power. And the thing is here, Ilya looks for your chin. He has the power to knock you out, but the thing that he has to go looking for to make him win is your chin. He has to find your chin, and he just connects the power to the chin, and you're out. Charles Oliveira is going to get in close. He's going to throw clinch strikes. He's going to shoot for the takedown. It's going to give Ilya plenty of opportunity. I think these odds, I think they're a little unrealistic. Oliveira the betting gap between these two should be a little bit closer, possibly 400, and then minus 400 plus 300. But I mean, what difference does it make? I'm gonna dominantly choose Ilya Topuria. He said he's gonna end the fight in the first 2 to 3 minutes. I don't think that's how it's gonna go. I want to say this fight ends in the second round. But Ilya said he doesn't want to go to the ground. I don't know. I mean, I know the ground game is risky. The ground game is risky with Charles Oliveira. But, I mean, if he could cement a submission win over Charles Oliveira, that would be crazy. I want to say, as an unrealistic pick, I want to say Ilya rocks him, drops him, and then submits him. Between the first and the third round. But a realistic pick is that Ilya KO knocks him out. I'm going to say knocks him out cold. Or TKO. I think it's probably 30% TKO, 70% knockout. Pure cold knockout. In the first to second round by Ilya Topuria. I think he's probably going to follow up with ground strikes. That's my pick. But Charles Oliveira, let's look at him. He's former lightweight, UFC lightweight champion. Won the title by beating Michael Chandler, and then beat Dustin Poirier for his first title defense. Got stripped because he missed weight against Justin Gaethje by like 1 pound. Big difference. Big deal. He then submits Gaethje. He submitted Dustin, and he submitted Gaethje, and then he goes on to get submitted by Islam, which I've heard it was an off day for him. That's why he lost. I mean, I would believe it, because some people, I know as somebody that trains, there's off days where you just don't feel in the vibe, like you just don't feel as fluid as you usually do. But he gets submitted by Islam. The rematch is scheduled. Charles gets a cut on his head, and he has to pull out. Volk gets a rematch against Islam, and then Charles Oliveira goes on to fight Beneil, and then Arman loses to Arman, so that sets him back. Then he beats Michael Chandler, and then he's back on the title picture, and now Islam vacated, moved up, and now Ilya and Charles are fighting for the lightweight title. Charles is amazing BJJ. He is decent. Not decent. He has good Muay Thai, and he has good power for lightweight. But I don't know, man. He just looks really bad with this weight cut, and I think he's really suffering with this weight cut, and I think it's really going to hurt his performance. I think it's just going to be another off day with him against Ilya, but I think it's going to be similar to the Islam fight where he got submitted, but with the off day. He has 10 losses, and he's probably going to end up with an 11 based off of my pick. But if I could say he's going to win, I would say he wins by a 4th round submission, but only if the fight gets that long. Ilya tends to lose power over time, only when he has to crank it up to end the fight. His brother was calling out into the beginning of the 3rd round, the Holloway fight. Holloway is tired, finish him here. He goes and finishes him, but if Ilya can't do that, if Ilya can't do that, Charles could get the submission. I just want to say that. I mean, Ilya could shoot for a takedown or something, and then Charles throws up a guillotine. I wouldn't be surprised with that. That wouldn't surprise me at all. If Ilya loses one way, it's by guillotine. Nothing would surprise me in that. But that's how I see this fight going, guys. I choose Ilya, but I mean, if you really wanna, if your heart really tells you Charles Oliveira, then go with him. One thing I am a little confused by is why Ilya Topuria, I believe, is going to be fighting out of the red corner while Charles Oliveira is fighting out of the blue corner. The higher ranked fighter fights out of the red corner, while Ilya Topuria is a former champion. So is Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is ranked number 2nd. I think Charles should be fighting out of the red corner and Ilya out of the blue, but I mean, it doesn't make any difference. So thank you guys so much for watching my UFC 317 in-depth guide and predictions. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I mean, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.